Okay. So Tammy,
I
hi.
am so happy to be here. And it's a perfect segue. I know Patrick just got up, but he gave such a beautiful recognition. And I'm just going to be talking a little bit of how these greatness sticks came about. So just briefly, I'm a registered play therapy supervisor in the United States and have been a expressive therapies faculty member and founding member of the World Association for Sound Therapy Professionals. Once the pandemic hit, I started doing videos every day on teleplay therapy, found Karen, who saved my life, on how much work I was doing within the online dollhouse, the online sand tray, fell in love with Karen, hope to do the Gestalt live in LA in March. So I'm so excited. And Karen, I'm so honored to be here with this fantastic group.
Well, thanks for being here. Just been this has been on my list to get to hear about your work and have us all learn from you. So I'm thrilled.
Yeah, so this is going to be very, very brief. A little bit in terms of what the greatness sticks and the greatness cards are and how they really came about. I'm an advanced trainer in the nurtured heart approach, which was started by Howard Glasser. So we're always talking about strength-based, right? How are we catching kids being good? But it's not about catching kids being good, right? It's about recognizing they are good. And it's about recognizing and celebrating their greatness on a regularly. So one of my favorite quotes by Wayne Dyer is, if you change the way you look at things, that when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. So how are we constantly changing the lens and being able to recognize and celebrate all of our own wonderful qualities and all of our clients' wonderful qualities? One of the things in the nurtured heart approach, which I love, is this idea of junk food. So we may say, I love you, or I'm proud of you, but what does that really mean? How do we give evidence to why children possess the greatness that they possess? Patrick, you got up and I was just saying how you gave such a beautiful recognition for Nanette, and you went into detail, all the reasons why you loved what Nanette did. You gave evidence, you gave descriptive words, which has so much more meaning. That's what the nurtured heart approach is about. It's about that inner wealth. So I'm just going to show you briefly just a couple things. So basically, probably about 7 years ago, through the nurtured heart approach, I just got popsicle sticks and put greatness words on these popsicle sticks. And these greatness sticks have been used all over the world. They have been used for church bombings. They have been used for school shootings. And who would think that just a bunch of popsicle sticks that have words would have such meaning? And the meaning is that we don't we don't acknowledge kids' greatness as much as we need to. These type of words are not in our everyday vocabulary. So how are we giving evidence for this? So this is just basically a couple sticks. And what we may do within the sand tray is picking a miniature that represents each person in the family and then putting a stick, right, of representing their greatness. Now, here, I'm just showing you a couple pictures here. These are my greatness cards. So hopefully some of you were able to download the greatness cards that I have. But for example, in this one, you could see some of my greatness sticks and cards. This child was able to pick all of the qualities that she possesses. And she was able to tell me what were the different qualities that she possessed. And then the things on the left, patient, flexible, generous, being a leader, are things that she really wished that she was more of. What we see often with some perfectionistic kids is that this is a kid who's probably one of the most patient, flexible, generous kids I know. So what I had to let the family know is that you need to call out all the times that she's flexible, all the times that she's patient, all the times that she's the leader, that these moments have to be called out as part of our vocabulary on a regular basis. I didn't show one of the entrees of a client who, due to confidentiality, who experienced an awful trauma. And she was unable to put any greatness sticks in the sand tray. So her mom came in and was able to do it. And on the left, she was able to put on the sticks of all the qualities she had before the trauma. So that became a goal for these qualities for one day, for her to get some of these qualities back that she felt that she lost due to the trauma. So that's a little bit part of the goal setting that we may do even when I'm starting to see a client. Then the daughter did the greatness sticks for the mom, and due to this trauma being so significant, it was too much for the mom to handle, and the mom left the room. And I said to this child, this was too hard for mom to handle. And she said, I know, but I needed to tell my mom this. I needed to say these words, even though it was too much for her to take in. So here you can see, you guys got the download and how I do greatness sticks on greatness cards on telehealth is you could pick different colors. So we are first identifying for the child to pick out the qualities that they possess. If they're unable to possess any or think of any, which they often can't, it's very difficult to do, you're able to call it out. I often like to do it with a family member and give evidence for all the ways they possess, right? That they're brave, all the ways that they possess that they're strong within the sessions that they've had with me. And then the different colors are all the different greatness of everybody else in the family and being able to look at that. Now, it's often really hard, right, for siblings to be able to find greatness within each other. And how are we pulling up those qualities? And that's going to be the very brief we're going to go into some didactic work, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But I first wanted to show you, this was when I did greatness sticks in India. I was fortunate enough to volunteer in a migrant camp. And I did a women's self-esteem group. So what you'll see, which I was really excited to ask this question for the group, when I asked them qualities of greatness, it was very difficult. They started to think of words like muddy and dirty, hypocrite. So then they finally began to think of some words were fashionable, was not a word that I would think of. Hardworking, beautiful, kind, peaceful, trustworthy became a really important one amongst this group of women in this community. Trust was a really important one for them. So I would love, before we move into the activity, on the chats, we have such an amazing group from all over the world. I'm going to just show you some of the words here. But if you can add some words on the chat, translated, obviously, of different words, maybe you could write your country and a word. I think that would be pretty cool. And then I want you to look at these words and to write down on one side several of the words. I'm sure we could give evidence that everybody here is all of these words, but I want you to pick like the top 3 for you to take ownership in an I am, and give evidence of what maybe 3 of the words are. Then, this is a difficult one, isn't as much fun, is that I want you to think of somebody that you may have a toxic relationship with. It may be one of those clients that you've been trying to get rid of. It may be a family member where finding the greatness in them has always been difficult. I want you to pick one or two words that describes that person and to think about what their greatness is. And what we're going to do is we're going to break up into dyads and have a little time together and just share some words of being able to recognize each other's greatness and really being able to own that. Karen, how does that sound? I'm not going to go through these other ones. I'm going to stop to share.
That sounds great. Okay, so we're doing two things. One is you want us to write in 3 words with the I am.
Yes.
Into the chat.
Yeah, and I can share again, so you guys have some of the words, because it's amazing how we forget what some of the words are to have the vocabulary.
It's good to have.
I think how I would like to first do it is, because it's really hard to think of the toxic relationship one. Let's start first with picking a couple words for the relationship of somebody that's really hard to find their greatness. And then for the second part, for one of owning your own greatness. And it could be as many words as you would like for that. So we could just take a moment here with that, and then we could break into some greatness. Okay.
It's funny. I thought of the toxic words first. which was actually very helpful. It shifted my thinking very quickly. Okay, so 3 words about I am, and then 1 or 2 words of the other.
Yeah, and when you're in the dyads, I want you to give evidence on why.
Okay.
Give an example why you're so strong. Give an example how you're inspiring to other. Give an example of how courageous you are. Okay. We've had a lot of moments for resiliency, a lot of opportunities to be brave and problem solvers and flexible during this pandemic. So let's highlight all those things that we've been pushed into and give ourselves a little hug for recognizing what we have done and the power that we possess. All right. So, and in the breakout room, you want everyone to present both, yeah? Or just one? Yes, whatever they're comfortable with. Whatever they're comfortable with. Perfect. Okay, great. All right. So let's see. You can either take a screenshot of these great words, or maybe you're good. And then I'll, Max, will you do the breakout rooms? So you want dyad. Sometimes I'll do like a little bit more just so that people get a group experience. Is that all right? Yeah, whatever works. Absolutely, whatever works. I think we'll have time. So share your words and then why. Yeah. Yeah, I love how all the ones that people are writing. I know these are all right, great. So Max, will you do, I think we have 20 minutes, which will be great. So maybe 4 groups of 4.
Okay, let me recreate. I was working on dyads.
Oh, so sorry.
No worries, no worries.
When we have the fun diversity here, I like to have it a little bit bigger.
Definitely.
Yeah, these are great. These are awesome. And there were some questions, Tammy, about the download. You generously gave us a free download, and so the people who didn't get a chance to, they can after this call. Yeah. Yes. Let me send. I think Max put the link in there. Yeah. Oh, he did. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just keep that open, that free downloadable link for that.
All right, wonderful. So we'll go back to the group. I think everyone can either take a screenshot of these words or they have them.
Okay.
All right. This is great.
Are we ready for breakouts?
Yeah. Tammy, okay, there you are. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's have you go until like 12 minutes after the hour, which is about 20 minutes. So each person gets about 5 minutes to share if you're in a group of 4. How's that?
Good. And if I heard right, we're doing the 3 words for ourselves and do that first or second, and the 3 words about someone we have a toxic connection with.
You can choose, but it's kind of nice to first start with the toxic and then end with owning your own greatness.
Okay.
I've been doing this a long time and realized that this is a tough one. Like, this is not a feel-good one. Trying to push yourself to find the greatness in somebody that you've had a lot of negative energy and has been taking up a lot of space in your head. It can be pretty powerful.
Okay, so you have them open. We'll see you at like 12 or 13 minutes after, everyone.